Okay guys, so in this video we're going to be checking out the iFlight-RC XL5 V2. It's your typical, alien style, Martian style quadcopter. It's got true X frame, 5mm arms, 2mm top plate, 2mm bottom plate. The standoffs are 30mm tall, so it is a fairly low profile stack here, so you should have pretty good CG. You can see that the battery will be sitting just above the prop line. It's just kind of what you want for a nice freestyle quadcopter of this sort of style here. Pretty average, normal components here, nothing too spectacular to talk about. You have these iForce motors on here. These are, what are these, 2207, 2300 kV, so a little bit bigger, but the kV is a little low. You have a nice stack here. You got a 30 amp 4-in-1 ESC, BLLES, so just D600. Omnibus F4 flight controller with the Betaflight OSD. Pretty much everything's got that now. And then you got a power switchable video transmitter, 25, 200, 600 milliwatts. No smart audio. It does have an MMCX connector there. It's a pigtail that goes to the back for your SMA antenna. And then they have this 3D printed part that lets your antenna come up at an angle, which is nice. The XT60 connector is just zip tied to the bottom plate and out the back here like so, and you do have to be careful when you have your battery up on top and then you plug in. You want to make sure that battery wire isn't loose so that it's not going to get chopped up by the props, because it's going to be passing through this rather small space right here. The camera on here is an HS1179, which is the 800 TV line version of the HS1177. This is a little bit higher resolution sensor. The lens, I think, is a 2.5mm lens, so not a super wide field of view. You could obviously replace it with a GoPro lens if you want a wider field of view, but it's an adequate CCD camera. Pretty good performance, pretty average of all the HS1177 style cameras out there, and it's a 4.3 camera. Now this version came as a plug-and-play. It didn't come with a receiver. I just added a FreeSky receiver, which is right there under the top plate. I just have a zip tied right there, and have my antennas out the back. I just used some zip ties to create my little sort of 45-degree angle, and that seemed to work pretty well in this setup. I didn't have any issues with fail-safes for signal in this setup because I didn't really fly that far away. It is available as a bind and fly. You can actually configure this with various kind of receivers: FreeSky, FlySky, Spectrum, Futaba. The prices of the different receivers vary. Check the link. It's something between like under $10 to like $15. The price of this is currently about $190, so it'll probably push you around the a little over $200 mark for this quadcopter with the receiver. And in terms of the price and the performance, I say like it's pretty average all around. For something like this, obviously pre-built, pretty decent build quality. The frame is nice. All the soldering is decent. Nothing spectacular here. Like, it's not going to blow you away in terms of the build, although the build quality is more than good enough. The performance, again, is also pretty average. Not super fast, because I think the kV of the motors are a little on the low side. For 2207, I would go with a 2500 kV motor instead of the 2300. That would give you better performance, especially for some kind of a freestyle rig like this. And the weight's a little on the, I'd say, above average side. It's 380 grams for this, as you see right here. And so usually for better performance, you want a higher kV motor, maybe a little bit lighter in terms of the frame for a better freestyle. So you probably want to be in the 320 to 330 gram mark for better performance. That's why the performance is sort of like average and so-so, in my opinion. Anyway, so overall, I thought it flew okay. I mean, not super great, but also didn't fly badly either. You'll see that in the flight demo. I'll just show you that at the end. Whether or not you should buy this or not, the market is flooded with drones, quadcopters of this style with the top-mounted battery. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of those with the bottom-mounted battery. But I think if you kind of are into the alien style, Martian style, with the top-mounted battery, you like that for freestyle, obviously put a GoPro up here. This is an adequate rig. Obviously, it's going to be pre-built, so for those of you that aren't into the soldering and buying all the components and stuff, this is another pretty good choice. There are obviously other ones out there could be perhaps a little bit cheaper, but you know, a lot of the ones, like, especially from GearBest, but like the Furby ones, they have like weird components, like weird selections of like motors versus like ESCs and stuff. So a lot of their combinations don't necessarily are all that great, and a lot of those are also bottom-mounted batteries too. So if you want to go for a top-mounted battery, this is probably one of the fewer choices that come pre-built. And of course, you know, there's higher end ones where you can get like a genuine alien frame, etc. It's pre-built, but I think those prices are gonna be well in the 300 to 350 range, if not more. So that's also something else to consider. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the flight demo. Let me know if you guys have any questions about this. I'll put a link in the description to this product if you're interested in checking it out. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one.